rich, right? And did you ever have like, because I'm still in the category, believe it or not, a beautiful present my friends gave. Beautiful. Yeah,
that's dope.
Nori gave me this robe. I'm never taking it off.
I love that.
He gave me the robe for my birthday.
I love Nori.
And oh my God,
I love Nori. Man, I love Nori.
Me and him, we almost fought over you one day. You know me, I always have this recurring nightmare of a project building animated chasing me with arms and legs trying to bring me back to the projects.
All right.
You've been rich so long. Have you had money fears or you been that doesn't occur to you?
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Everybody goes through ups and downs. I mean, I've been, by the grace of God, always able to get what I want for a long time, Joe. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm human. So even when you got a lot of money, you still have concerns. Like, it sounds weird, but you might be like, okay, what do I do with that? Or is that right? Or am I doing that wrong? Like, there's always concerns, but you got to have an abundance mindset. Bottom line, like, I got an abundance mindset. Like, I don't occupy a space of, I occupy a space of wealth in my mind and in my spirit. Like, I don't even move with the fear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just always
I ain't gonna lie to you, Al. You sat down with me 2-3 times and offered me money. And I tell you, I don't need it. You say, yo, Joe, he's my night. I'm like,
Joe, like, with me, I'm a lot more, like, low-key than a lot of dudes. Like, I don't buy, like, I got wish by default. Like, kids got cars, like, but I don't buy a lot of cars. I don't buy a lot of jewelry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't overspend on houses. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'm probably a little more easy in terms of, like, how I move. I'm a little more quiet.
Right.
I move
Shout
a little quiet.
Kim.
Like, I don't have no jewelry on right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Little Kim is on the check-in, but you started the jury.
No.
You started pulling your leg up.
Joe,
you fucked me up, Al, because you don't want to do it no more. But you, when you had that, the seat was all the way back, or you were standing on top of the bench on the album cover.
You know what it is?
Walking with the Panther when you had the leather multicolorful shit on, or the LL Cool all big as shit.
Yeah. But you know what it is, Joe? I think like, I want the different type of jewelry now. I like jewelry that you could go online and look at. You know what I mean? It's a different type of jewelry. I like jewelry. Don't get me wrong. I like jewelry, but I like logging in, B. And
I know. This is the most decent. This is the nicest, playful question I'm gonna ask you, but it's in no disrespect, and I know your wife. I love her to death. We look up to her. She's on the comments, so I know she tuned in, right? Was it hard for your wife, you being such a sex symbol, like making sexy music? Like, it's real shit, man.
Hey, Joe.
No, because you making all the doing it. I'm not trying to jam you up.
No, you're not.
No, so I'm saying, was it ever hard for her to deal with, Fat Joe might be a fat, cute guy to some girls. Some girls think he's a bald-head, ugly guy. LL is handsome everywhere.
Whatever. You know what? I'll put it to you like this, Joe. It's been hard. Been a little hard here and there. You know what I mean? But I paid a bribe or two. You know what I mean? I paid a bribe. Listen, Joe. You know what I mean? Like, one thing LL will never be on is a pedestal, B. I would never front and act like, I'm just like the perfect human being on a pedestal. I wouldn't even go there. Like,
it looks like that to us.
Nah, far from it, man. But I've always been, respectful to the family, always, believed in love and taking care of my kids and taking care of my family. Like, that goes without saying. I'm going to take care of my family. That's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, the family going to get taken care of. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I was emotional, and I was talking on the beach, and I was going through it, because, I went through so much shit in my life.
I know, bro. That was crazy. That shit, I'm still, the stories you told me about, just, the feds and the vibe, you've been through some.
I've been through some shit, Al, and I can walk on some sand and still be here alive. And I'm sitting there, and I said to myself, well, I don't consider myself a role model, but I'm going to keep it real with you, Al. In the back of my mind, I know these people watching us. Not talking about no feds and nothing like that. Just people. Yeah. Your everyday family, your everyday. And I've made it a commitment to at least try to keep my family right and show these people that there's more for them out there, and that we could keep a family together. And I believe this is something I never asked you before, but I think this is something you've definitely accomplished and been working on your whole life. Is it true or not?
There's no question about it. I've always, been a big believer that, you gotta take care of your family. You gotta take care of your kids, B. Like, that's just, I don't want my kids. I never want my kid to look at me and say, you didn't look out for me. I'm just not that guy. I'm not having that. I'm just not having that. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally impossible. I'd rather die first. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take care of my children. So my thing is that, and their mother. So it's like, you have to, that's part of manning up. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you're like some type of cornball. It doesn't mean that you can't live your life. No, I'm just saying, I'm talking about in terms of in other words, it don't mean that I don't, my neck don't turn. It don't mean that I ain't regular. It just means, you gotta take care of your family. Family is absolutely mandatory, and making sure you better today than you was yesterday is mandatory. I always got to be better than I was yesterday today. You know what I'm saying? And I always on my purpose.
I seen this little girl. Right? And she looked broken. I'm going to tell you some real shit. Little girl, little baby, 7, 8 years old, and she looked broken. She looked hurt. And I was with my wife and my daughter and I was trying to figure it out, right? And then when I asked a couple of questions, it was like, yeah, her moms, they got divorced. And it would be almost impossible for me to leave my little daughter in the hands. Because what happens? You leave the girl, now your daughter, God forbid, your ex-girl or your ex-wife makes the wrong choice. She got the guy playing NBA 2K with 20 dudes in the house smoking blunts. No, yo, Al.
Yeah, in your own pajamas, in your other robe.
Baby boy himself, Snoop Dogg on parole. Coming up in here yo, get up out of here. What was the joint with Tyrese and Ving Rhames? Baby boy. Yeah, we in there with no drawers on. Yo, listen, man. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, I just possibly, not perfect, but I couldn't see myself leaving my daughter. Nah, we gotta, and I think just as a community in general, man, let's just take care of our families and let's take care of each other. That's the whole point of why I do what I do with Rock the Bells. That's the point of everything we doing. It's let's just take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. I want to see Swiss win. I want to see Timbo win. I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Since I met you, I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I got too much respect for you. I'm the #1 journalist in the game now. I don't know if you know this. I'm the Dan Reddits, the David Letterman. You name them, ain't been a person. You're too much of my brother. I don't want to bother you to do an interview with you. You're too much family. Nah, you ain't bothering me. What I'm saying? So you ain't bothering me. A long time ago, when you name them, they on here. The biggest in the game. Whoever you name, right? And I talk so much shit right now, hell, I forgot what the hell I was saying.
That's all good.
But since I met you, right, I never really met a LL Cool J posse. I never met, like when you met me when I was younger, you would see me with 100 guys walking entourages and all these rappers. And I didn't understand. And you would always be alone or with one other person or with Claudine, your assistant or whatever. And when I started getting into these problems with so-called friends who thought I'm supposed to pay all their bills forever,
oh boy,
or buy them cars, or yo, we made it.
Yeah.
And I thought of you, and I said, man, I never heard of LL Cool J having these problems.
Yeah.
And it's because I've never seen him with a bunch of friends, hanger-ons, leeches. How did you notice at such a young age to not have that around you?
Because you know, I mean, the real answer, Joe, is it's expensive and the shit's a distraction, and I ain't got no time for that. I got things to do, man. I don't have time to entertain somebody's emotional, you know, he mad, I got 10 pairs, he need 2, or we not cool. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to make my dreams a reality. You know what I'm saying? If you're going in the same direction as me, we can ride together. I might be in a Bentley, and you might be in an Uber, or you might be in a helicopter, and I might be in a Bentley, or you might be in a train, and I might be in an Uber. But if we're going in the same direction, we can ride together. But dudes just hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Extra ice cream cones, you know what I mean? You know, extra dessert, extra raspberry ices, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody got no time for that, man. Like, you know, fighting over my video game that I paid for.
You could have saved me a lot of money, L, because I figured it out, and I said, damn, LL had this shit. Right? I'm an artist. I said, you was never into, like,
no, I was. I've done, like, I've had crews, like, I definitely had crews, but anybody that hung with me always served a purpose, Joe. I never had people around me for no reason. So, you know, I got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But the people that work with me are there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you got an army, one of the keys to victory is, you know, the types of people you put in position. It's selecting your soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, selecting your soldiers is very important. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to win. So, you know, I got great people. I got, you know, a lot of people, 20, 30 people that, you know, that are working. But the thing is, you know, I don't really need the shoulder to shoulder, you know, mink thing, you know what I mean? For I don't need that. He just don't do nothing for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? And it's not a problem either. Like, I did that, though. Now, understand, I already did that, though. Remember, you know, when I was running around with, you know, with Chuck and with Alpo and with AZ and with Rich and, you know, when we was running around, I did that. Like, for real. Like, I was running with, you know, going down, bringing them down to Virginia Beach and doing concerts, and the whole Harlem would drive down and, you know, drive down in the Benz and the coupes and the Benzes, and this is 89, 88. You know, they coming down, and we did all that. And, you know, all of those dudes were. So I did a lot of that. But, you know, I grew out of it. You know what I'm saying? I learned early on because I saw a lot of things happen to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Things happen when you have a lot of people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be smart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like be having a lot of visitors, you know, just sitting all up in my house and, you know, just here
That's
and
right.
there.
That's right.
I ain't doing all that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You early with the acting. You went early to the acting.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of the questions I realized, man, you're a very advanced person. You think about you proactive rather than reactive. Like, you went to Hollywood when you ain't needed.
Yeah. Well, I went to Hollywood because I went up to, you know, at that time to the record company, and I asked for advance. You know, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get an advance on the album, blah blah blah. And you know, the spoke to about the advance kind of cleared their throat and like adjusted themselves in their seat. And I said, you know, and was kind of, well, you know, we can. And I said, oh, I see how this gonna be. Immediately, no slavery, B. Like, I'm not, like, as soon as I get the, you know what I mean? Like, it don't take me long. Like, you know, I'm one, you know how you in the club, one wink, and the dude get punched in the face? Like it's, like, I'm there with it. Like, I saw that, I was like, nah, that's not the move. So, what I learned is that a smart rabbit has more than one hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have more than one hole. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's
like,
crazy, right? Because, you know, I'm a landlord in one of my stores, and this guy's out of control. And I went to sit with him before I move it to somewhere else that's half the price rent. And talked to him, and in the minute he came with the, I said, no, we ain't got to do this, bro. You ain't talking to me like that. Like
no.
You're not leaving here going to dinner talking about you talk to Fat Joe like,
right.
No, we good, bro.
Right.
No, we ain't got nothing to talk. We good.
Like, I was a long time ago when you got, you know, that's $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't go hard with too much. The trapping nice. Don't get me wrong. We like the trappings. But, you know, when you kind of tighten your bankroll a little bit and go easy on the trappings, then when they start talking crazy, you ain't got to listen. Yo, Joe, I ain't got to listen to no. Like that. Yo, it doesn't matter. People could be. I'm not listening. Like, I know the shit all day. All day, B.
And not every artist got that opportunity.
And I say that with love, not arrogance. I say that with love, but I'm saying that's what it's about. It's about trying to put yourself in a position where you ain't got to just be doing any and everything. You know what I mean?
And that's the problem because, you know,
used car, LL on the used car commercial at 3 a.m. with a goddamn come by Skippies. You know, I'm sitting there. These cars are great. You know,
I'll tell you a crazy story though. Sometimes I get happy to see those guys get that commercial.
Definitely,
but, you know,
definitely. But the point is, it's all about context, right? You'll hear people say content is king. Context is king too. It's context. So where you at in your life? For some people, it's like an offering. It's like,
so you know what happens? People go out and swim in the ocean and the current take them. Once they notice they can't make it back, they're dead. They drown.
Right.
So what happens is every games, the money ain't the same. Now it's like, yo, bro, they caught me, right? So I'm making my business. Now I'm going to say I'm an OG. I ain't never been an OG in my career. I ain't never let one of these little rappers call me uncle and all that shit. Like, I've been like, yo, my man, Joe Crack. Like, I'm not your uncle, grandpa. They be saying or whatever. I'm not that
guy.
Joe,
let them, Joe.
No,
they gonna do it. Be your uncle. They gonna do it.
No,
let them live.
They're not doing it. They not unking me, right? So they won't. Like, no, they won't.
I feel you.
Crazy is, but you were saying Uncle L when you was 20 years old. That ain't what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. You like
what
that.
I'm saying is, so one day they throw an ill bag at me. So I never do like old school shows, Fat Joe, right? I'm doing the poppin' shit, the lives, the Vegas, the trains, the concert. Like, I'm just staying with Migos performing right after me. Like, I'm making it my business. So one day, throw us a big check. When I get there, it's old school at noon.
Okay.
I get there. This is my class of like 93, 94. These dudes ain't got no teeth. Yo, L. I look at one dude, a living legend. I'll never say their name, L. And there was a bottle of Hennessy on the floor. And the guy was dancing around the bottle of Hennessy. They're legends. Right? And I walk in, and I'm like, who booked this shit? Who booked this shit? Like, and it's a stadium, right?
Well, let me jump in on that, Joe. And look, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? That's why I made sure that we do classic and timeless stuff. That's why honestly with Rock the Bells we do it like James Bond. You know what I'm saying? It's middle-aged people, yeah, but it's the newest toys, it's the newest technology, it's the newest flavors, it's the vibes. It's all the vibes. But I ain't chasing no kids though. That's the one thing I ain't doing. I ain't chasing no kids. You know what I mean? I'm strictly kids. I'm strictly OG. I'm not chasing the kids. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, but it's all vibes. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everything's the presentation is right. You know what I'm saying? If it's a car, the car gonna be right. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. When the COVID is over, you should do a Rock the Bells tour, and partner up with some money guys, man, because some of these guys need it bad. Though.
Well, here's my thing. That is the whole point of what we're doing, right? Here's what's the problem. You tell dudes, you're not relevant, so we can't support you. But you don't support them, they ain't. So this is what's been happening. So you have these situations, but then you can take you'll put that Bon Jovi standing next to Selena Gomez, but you'll act like, Big Daddy Kane can't stand next to Cardi B. And that's
how we got to change it.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, that's why I'm doing the Bells, because see, the Bells is not the Bells. I don't even use that word, the OS statement.
Oh yeah.
This is classic, timeless shit.
It is.
This is classics. These are timeless.
Let me tell you what I told D Nice. I said, D Nice. Remember I told you, D Nice is going to be the biggest paid urban DJ of all time. He gonna get $1 million festival when all this shit is over. Remember I told you, the DJ.
Yeah, I understand.
No, listen. D Nice gets up there out of love and starts playing the real music that we love. But we don't hear that on the radio. We don't hear that in the clubs. We don't hear it, but when we hear it, we like, wow, this the real shit. This what we want to hear. And that's why everybody tuned in to D Nice and was like, yo, this shit is crazy, this. And it's sad that we had to see it from there. Because
But Joe, I gotta tell you, D is my man. I love him. I support him 1,000%. But I already knew these things. Rock the Bells been out, 2 years now. We playing the classics, B. Like, it ain't nothing new to me. Like the platform that I built, we started that a year and a half ago. We had to. We couldn't just drop it because of COVID. I was already on these pages. I was literally already.
Let me ask you a question, Al, because if it wasn't, my daughter is the executive producer, I wouldn't even know how to get on this shit. So I wasn't never doing IG and all that. And then because of the COVID, she took it on out of fear. Because I was scared of the COVID. I didn't think I would be celebrating this birthday.
Right.
Like, people we knew was dying.
And I didn't tell you happy birthday. I said it. Yes, tell you face to face. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Al, I love you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday.
Do that to me, man. You know what I mean? This is happy birthday. Great.
Yeah, birthday. Face to face.
It's on my motherfucking show. It's so to cheer people up, as well as me being scared, therapy for me to get on here every day.
Yeah.
Now you have been very quiet. Very, come from a school of Prince. You got that private thing to you. But during COVID, I've been seeing you making yourself more accessible.
Well, here was my thing. What I did on COVID is exactly the opposite of what you did, right? Like, you got all the stars and all the big famous people, and I love that and respect it. And I've been watching. I saw Floyd. I think it's great. You know what I mean? I want to just talk to the regular people that was in their homes frightened and just worried about what was next for their lives, because I know that they look to me not only as an artist, but one of the leaders in the community. It's a default thing that happens with our people, but it is what it is. So instead of taking a back seat, I decided to talk to the people and engage with the people who ride with me, let them kick it with me, let us vibe and connect, because
but what made LL Cool J? LL Cool J, nobody knows LL Cool J better than me. What made LL Cool J turn on Instagram and say, I'm going to talk? Like, yo, L, I don't know if you realize you've been like fucking Batman your whole life. Like, the fucking bat signal comes out.
It is, Joe.
You in the club one time, you was wearing a white fur in the Palladium, and you had the biggest fur, and all you did was stand there, and that's it. I never seen LL again. Like, I didn't get a fucking high.
Nah, you know what made me come out, Joe? You know, one word, empathy. Empathy, B. Like, feeling for people. Like, you know, people really hurting out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, people going through it. And sometimes it's nice. You know, like, one of the worst things to do is to, like, meet one of your heroes and they're either an asshole, or they ignore you, or they treat you bad, or they talk down, got time for you. These are like heartbreaking things, right? Like, I felt like, look, we in this situation. I got all these people. I got a couple of million people follow me on the gram and, you know, whatever. It's like, are you not going to talk to these people? Are hurting. They're afraid. Are you just going to chill out and just put your toes in the carpet? You're not going to say nothing? So I just decided to embrace them. Just embrace the people, because I thought that maybe if I could lyrics up, it would make, you know, life a little bit easier. That's it.
You know, L, I appreciate you for that. I've always known where your heart is at. Personally, versus, I think it should be you and Big Daddy Kane. That's just my personal opinion. Nah, I think it should be you and Big Daddy Kane.
Nah, Kane's my man. Nah, not Kane. You know, when the right person comes along, they'll we're gonna come out. We're gonna come out. You know, we're gonna come out with the wings, B. We're gonna come out with a right person, not Kane.
It gotta be the right person.
Kane is my man. Like, that's, you know.
If you made, including yourself, let's say a 5-member group,
right,
dead or alive, who would be in your super group?
That's interesting. Probably like, 2000, because he's different. I think that would be a nice, interesting person in my group, because we're so different too. Because you have to get people that are very different. You know what I mean? I think you could add a vibe, like a really interesting vibe to it. Nah, seriously, a vibe, like it would just be like Andre 3000. I'd probably put M in it, just because it'll just be real, like, aggressive and wild and different. I don't know, maybe Biggie and G-Rap. You know what I mean?
Now you went to 7, bro. But listen, let me tell you something.